to Resident Evil 4 Remake, in which should be part 29 and the final part of the game. So everything is built up to this moment. We've read the files, we have completed the village, the castle, and the island at this point. But one final challenge remains, and that is going to be defeating the leader of the cult. So, Merchant has done his job. We have upgraded our weapons to max capacity, with only one weapon receiving the exclusive ticket from the Spinal upgrades. So yeah, we are pretty much set. This should be more than enough healing items, depending on how we kind of fare here. Suggestions are going to be every weapon you own, possibly, and craft the ammo as you need. You are going to get stuff in the arena, so it's not too big of a deal. Knife is just fine. We don't need any boot knives or anything like that. If you kept them, great. But now it is time to move on. And let's see here. We got... what do we got?
Leon, look! Is that...
Ada. Thinks he's gonna lure me out. Stay here. I won't be long.
Okay.
Ada!
Indeed, we do. Oh, it's so good to see Sadler again. God damn it. Ooh. Sometimes it's hard to see what he's trying to do here. Did he get there in time? Sometimes it's like impossible to dodge that shit. I was like, okay. Woo! Come on, Liam, get it.
I'm getting sick of your shit.
And this shit right here is brand new to this fucking remake. This was never a thing.
Finally, the look that suits you, Sam. A monster in and out. Still, I need to cut this date short. It's not him. It's you.
Oh.
Use this!
I'll give you a holy body. Ada, what the hell are you doing?
Nothing personal, Leon. Luis and I had an arrangement. Don't worry, I'll take good care of it. Ride's here. You coming?
I think we both know this is where we go our separate ways.
I see. Better get a move on.
Cute.
Until next time, Leon.
Leon! Where's she going?
Who knows?
I don't understand. Why would she just...
Gotta move. Island's gonna blow.
It's gonna what?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think you just had to hold out there. You don't have to waste your ammo or nothing, but for me, it's like, whatever, you know? And then this is it. Like, we're done. We just got to do the jet ski and mosey on out.
Now we can go home.
We're not out of here yet.
Thanks. They're not attacking.
There's a Salazar doll in here. It's your final one somewhere in this room. You got to get it before, you know, obviously you leave. Look at the little rat. Run, rat.
Alright. Not bad.
And that's it for these assholes. So. Say peace out.
You like thrill rides? You're gonna love this.
Whew, let's not do that, please. Very real possibility I could die here. Okay. You run this enough times, you'll just start kind of going through it. That was pretty bad. Just running into everything. Ooh, shit. Ooh, shit. Intense.
You alright?
I'm not sure that was insane. Mission accomplished, right?
Mission accomplished. When you're home safe.
Thank you for saving me.
Don't mention it.
You know, I could put in word with my dad. Have you assigned to my detail, if you're interested.
You don't need me. You proved you could handle yourself. Even if you could use a lesson in knife safety. Come on. Let's go home.
Condor 1? Roost to Condor 1, do you read me? Come in. I said come in. Is this thing even on? Leon! Leon, are you and Ashley all right? Where are you? Come on!
What a spectacular, spectacular remake. Oh man, I was really looking forward to coming back to this one. After kind of banging out, Resi 2 and Resi 3. A lot to unpack. There's going to be like ending credit scenes and stuff like that, so I kind of want to let those play out. But just a lot to unpack with this game.
Patch me through. I've obtained the amber.
Excellent.
Just one question. What are you planning to do with this?
We do not pay you to ask questions. All you need to know is a new dawn is breaking. 100 will give their lives so that just one may live. I am expediting that change.
So, we're talking millions of casualties.
Billions.
How ambitious? We're changing course now.
Okay, time for the reveal of the grade. I know time-wise was definitely not great, but we were taking our time and showing the game off, so I would have to say a B.
Good work.
Yeah. And that makes sense. For the total amount saved, the total time it took through, and then just for the first playthrough, so that's really not bad at all. Yeah, if I had to recap all the chapters, I mean, this game was glorious. It was so good. There's not a lot to complain about. Yes, it's not like faithful like to the actual OG one at all, but that's the point of a remake, right? Like they re-envisioned what Resident Evil 4 should look like. Had way more technicalities to work with this time around, so they could actually push out something that we liked. I mean, overall, recounting death-wise, like crossbolt to the back there, I had what happened here? I can't remember now. Um, I know this chapter was kind of crazy. Oh, the Ganados got me right here, or the Matador guys, the double claw dude fight got me here. I got pinched against the wall. He swung and got me. This was the giants, the two giants, and Luis got in the way of the chainsaw person, so I got there, and then everything else is pretty clean after that. So 4 total mistakes overall. And then like just I guess my play style is really just, you know, it looks to be I'm in that 75% range of shooting, which isn't the greatest. But I mean in terms of effective shooting, you know, we're kind of doing what we can do, showing the game how it's supposed to be played in a technicality way. I think I took damage in every single chapter. Yeah, I don't know why they count that stuff. Like, it's Resident Evil. You're gonna get hurt. That's how it goes. You're one man against a bunch of super monsters, you know? When loading main story, save data from completed playthrough. You can carry over data, da, 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 da. But you cannot achieve an S plus rank, of course. Now I got a bunch of new playthroughs. I got new playthrough for standard, new playthroughs for professional. Yeah, just so much was put into this game to make it like as beloved as the first one, you know, and I think they hit the mark in every single way. Like I said, I was the whole reason why I'm even doing the Resident Evils right now on the channel is because somebody was bringing it up that it was their first experience with the remake, and I was like, damn, dude, I remember how much fun I was having in you know, a couple of years ago with this. So it's kind of weird to say, right? 2023 was when they came out, and now we're all the way up here. 2025, just kind of reminiscing on what a great remake this is. And as it stands right now, it's the latest game that Capcom has released from the Resident Evil franchise. And you know, where are we going from here? I don't know. I don't know what remake is going to be next. Be it 5, Code Veronica, 0, 1. You know, or are they just going to go straight, shoot the gun, and just go to straight Resident Evil 9 and take us to wherever we need to go next? Either way they do it, I'm here for it, you know. Really, really anticipating something good. Just unbelievable. The whole run was great. You know, I got to show some interesting things in the game. I know it wasn't like a playthrough where it's like, oh, my first experience or whatever, but my first experience with games are usually going to be like by myself, and I don't want to be on a video and, you know, kind of demonstrate whatever. You know, that's just not how I do things. Like, I demonstrate things that I learned, what I know, try to make videos for the purpose of like helping out newer players if you do want to take the route and watch these things. Even more experienced players too, like maybe there's things that I didn't catch on you could help me out with, and some things that you didn't probably know in your first run, and you probably use this to your advantage as well. But overall, fantastic story, right? I mean, they really are just keep on pushing the envelope here of we are going to give you character developments. We're going to let you know that Resident Evil is a real and alive world, and it's more than just shooting zombies and shooting big monsters. There was a lot in Resident Evil 4 that they did change from the original, such as Ada and Luis knowing each other. Luis surviving all the way through the castle, basically, until he got stabbed by Krauser, which never happened. It was Sadler that killed him. Ada and Krauser not having a conversation together, like they don't even know each other type shit. So that was a really interesting choice there, too. I don't know the reason why they might have deviated from that decision. Sadler was presented in a different way this time. He wasn't as like ominous as he was in Resident Evil 4 original. He was a lot more present, and we got to see more of him. Like he is like the true main antagonist of the game. A lot of the sub bosses kind of made their appearances, and then yes, we had to destroy them all. But for the most part, I mean, the game is how it was. The bosses were still kept the same. They might have added like some new things here or there, but it really wasn't anything different from the original. Yeah, I mean, and comparing this to its predecessor, right, its old form, there is a lot of differences. I mean, the village section itself, there were some cut areas that a lot of people were kind of mad about because they were like, oh my god, these remakes are always cutting content, this and that, da 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 da, right? And for the most part, I mean, they are right. There was a lot of things that were cut. Like the gondola ride in the village, a lot of the stuff in the castle. I mean, we'll get to that, but I see why they had to do the decisions they made. And I mean, don't worry, like the DLC does cover a bunch of the stuff that we did not get present for Leon's part of the story. So it's kind of hard to say. Like I think they really wanted to go for the element of like, we need to make the sidetrack, or the backtracking and the side questing a little bit more prevalent to you. So we're gonna try to we're trying to make it to the point where we got to shorten down the zones just a little bit, so it's not like a full-on backtrack and going to different places and stupid places that you probably don't want to end up going to. So I can understand the decision on that, and I'm not mad about it at all. I love the side questing. The side questing is really, really good in this game. Its rewards are lackluster, of course, like it's just spinels, and then sometimes you get whatever the enemies drop, and that's usually just jewels or whatever. But you use those to trade in for more stuff, and the merchant got like a huge upgrade. I mean, he was just more than buying and selling this time. He was, you were trading things with him, you were buying recipes and stuff like that, like crafting items. Like, this is crazy, right? Like, we're going to be going into Resident Evil 7 next, and, it's a game that I really, really enjoyed because, for one, it saved the damn franchise. Like, without 7, and we'll reiterate this when we actually get to the game, but without 7, none of these remakes are probably happening, like, at all, because a lot of 7's borrowed ideas are surfacing in these newer games, right? We've already seen in Remake 2, the little crafting system they had in there. Remake 3, the same thing kind of followed, and then Resident Evil 4 just took it and spun it into a whole different thing. So you're using different resources and stuff like that, and of course you got Village and 7 are their own experiences as they are. So yeah, there's a lot of things to be said when it comes to these future titles. But Resident Evil 4 is always going to go down as just one of those timeless classic games. You know, you can't go and say you love Resident Evil and then just have never heard of or even played this before. And they did such a great job. It's all I can say. They just did a great job with the game. I mean, I felt like I was playing Resi 4 for the first time when I played this remake, and that was great because I remember that experience as a kid. Like it was my like not first Resident Evil because I played Resident Evil 2 on the Nintendo 64, but Resident Evil 4 was my first Resident Evil that I had finished on my own. Like my uncle didn't help me, didn't do nothing like that. My dad didn't, take the controller whenever I was sucking or whatever and doing all these things for me. Like this was just straight up my own. I played Resident Evil 4 from start to finish on the GameCube, and I learned a lot of things. The game was fucking hard. It was very scary back then. When you're a kid, everything's scary. So it had a lot going for me when it came to that stuff. Now, talking about the sections of the game, right? So Resident Evil 4 Remake, the village is a lot different. Mendez is very more apparent in this one, and his role as like the village chief, the enforcer basically for Sadler, is really met nicely in this one. I do like his little Mr. X chase scene that he does. It's wild. It makes you kind of like, oh god, we got to get the hell out of here. Frantic. His boss fight was super fucking improved from the original. Like, I absolutely love what they did with his boss fight. Even though I didn't really do that great at it on my own run, but, it is what it is. It's better than just kind of re-recording it or something like that. And being like, yeah, this is how you perfect Mendez. Like, no, I struggle with the bosses sometimes, and that's what it is. Resident Evil is just, it's a struggle fest with bosses. You gotta just continue to take the licks, and then you learn your lesson after a while. Got to figure out maybe I need to explore more, get more items, or upgrade this weapon or something, right? And that's just kind of how it goes. So no need to feel any kind of shame about it when it comes down to it. What else is there to say about this game? Shit. The castle was by far the most changed area, like, in the entire experience. Like, it was not a one-for-one. Definitely was not a one-for-one. It was the most changed experience by far. So, the castle, to me, is one of, like, I think I said it earlier, too. I think I said it's like a more of a mixed emotions type of thing for me. And I really, really wanted to love the castle in this one. But I think aside from, like, the catapult area and probably the clock tower, I wasn't really too invested in it like I was in the original game, because I remember the castle was kind of like my stopping grounds. Like that was like the point of the game where I was like, dude, I don't know if I can beat this thing because this is fucking hard. This is really difficult. And I think in the remake, they definitely toned it down a lot as far as how they went about things in it, because Waterhall wasn't as difficult as Waterhall in Resident Evil 4 original. The giant Salazar not chasing you thing isn't there. They cut out the fire-breathing dragon room. There's just a lot of different things, but they improved in a lot of different ways too, though. Like when you went into the castle, they literally looked like they were the first ones that came in contact with, Las Plagas and stuff like that, and it really showed like how like they were really devout to this thing. You had like that little memoriam where they had like the stillborn fucking parasite head kind of popping out, and then you had the little 4 nuns sitting around it as if they were praying to it or something. So, they really established like they are a cult. This is what they do. These people came from the castle and infected the village, and the village got screwed over because of all this stuff. So it's a sad little story there. I mean, these people didn't really want to get involved with this shit, but what else can you do, right? So Yeah, I mean, the island, we just got done with the island. The island stayed pretty much faithful to the original. There wasn't really that much of a difference there. Like, there are a lot of enemy changes for sure, though. Like, we didn't have Gatling gun guys, we didn't have big brute dudes with hammers. Um, we didn't have a lot of that kind of shit going on in this game. They made the enemies more believable, like, for what it was, because I mean, in 4 original, the giant hammer dudes, they just look like cyberpunk machine guys that, I don't know, I just didn't understand them. Giants with fucking hammers and shit. It's really weird stuff they came up with back then. um yeah, level design wise, I agree with everything they did. You know, they made it clear and obvious that it wasn't going to be faithful to the original, like, after a few sections of the game. Like, I mean, the very first opening, right? The very opening of the game, you know, you're running as Leon down, like, a stretch of woods, like a hallway of woods, and then you get up to the house, and that was, like, not a thing, you know? The way that the cops were handled and everything like that, that was also very unique and different. Because you basically pull up on the bridge and then you kind of run across the bridge. The cops are blocking your access through the bridge, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna stay here. Don't want to get any parking tickets." And then you go into the house. The guy is just kind of chilling in there, and then you start asking him stuff in Spanish, and then he kind of looks at Leon, grabs an axe, and starts swinging it at him, and then Leon has to go in for the kill. And that's like your opening tutorial of, like, this is how you play this game. You know, aim your laser, shoot the guy. You can't move at all, but you can aim your laser and shoot the guy. So they definitely give us, like, that feel of, you know, like you're walking and then you're, like, just in a creepy ass house, and then somebody just is kind of behind the door, and you're like, what the fuck? Who are you? It's like, well, who are you? Why are you in my house? Then, like, that's another instance too, right? Like, the enemies are so much quicker in this game. Like, they are super fast, and it's really, really, I love what the Resident Evil engine is doing right now, because this game used to be, like, extremely scary as a child, right? And I mean, now these motherfuckers are running quicker. They're dipping, they're bobbing, they're moving their heads around. Like, they look insane. You know, like, you have to kill them while they're on the ground and twitching before they get up with their necks bent at the beginning, because the Plagas can't pop out of them just yet because they're scared of the sunlight. So it's just like, holy shit, dude, there's a lot that plays into this game. And then pretty much everything after that is nighttime and darkness, which what Resident Evil should be, right? Like, no daylight at all. You don't get no daylight. You just get straight up darkness. Yeah, story elements though, I don't know where we're gonna go. I mean, something I didn't even touch on yet at all is there's not even a Wesker in Resi 4. Like, we're seeing Wesker for the first time in the Resident Evil engine, and it is insane. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do? You know, because if they're gonna remake, they're gonna have to remake 5 and all that, because that's kind of where he's at. You know, they're gonna have to remake 1 because that's where he's at. He's there to terrorize Chris, basically. You know. Or I don't know if he's coming back in a big ass way in 9 or whatever the fuck case might be, because you know how Resident Evil is. They don't stay dead forever. But I don't know. We'll see. That was our first look at Albert Wesker and a damn RE engine, and oh boy. I'm excited to see what the future holds for them. Well, other than that, I mean, I really enjoyed this game. It was really fun. You know, took it easy. I didn't really want to go, like, super hardcore or nothing like that, because, you know, I ran this game a lot. I mean, I did this over and over and over again when it came out until I got that professional mode run, and, you know, like, just kind of looking through it right now. There's a few things I don't have, but they don't really count towards the platinum. Like the models, I don't know why these don't pop. I probably just don't have something. These guys look great. God damn it. But I mean, you could just see it though, right? I mean, 257 out of 257. Like I did everything that was asked of me in this game, and I mean, it's just yeah. I did all the challenges, 150 out of 150. Doing some overtime. That was a little dialogue line between Ashley and Leon that they decided to cut out. And that's why I was saying in the previous episodes, I was like, yeah, I think there was a little change in the way they spoke to each other because Ashley was getting flirty on the elevator ride up towards, like, Stronghold or whatever. And in the original game, there was, after the end, when you go through the boat ride, she goes, so after we get home, you want to do some overtime? And then, you know, she was obviously hinting at, like, getting it on with Leon, but no, they didn't. You know, he's more interested in Ada and all that. And then just like the Ada sections in general, like goddamn, you know, I can't. Everything was so good about it. As far as Ada is concerned, there is DLC to play as her and Ada separate ways. But how I'm thinking about doing it is that I'm gonna probably get all of the base Resident Evils out of the way first. Like up next to 7, so I'm gonna do Ethan's story next. And then we're going to go into Village. And then after all that's wrapped up, I might finish my Elden Ring run so I can get that damn Platinum Trophy already. And then afterwards, I'm probably going to go ahead and start doing the DLCs that were attached to the Resident Evil games. Probably starting with Separate Ways because I think it's better. I'm not really like super in love with Resident Evil 2's DLC stuff because it's just like a challenge run more than it is game story stuff. And 4 is like game story stuff. 3 Remake doesn't have any DLC, so that should just tell you what the fuck happened to that game. And 7 has a lot of DLC attached to it. 4 things worth of story, I believe, that I've personally never played at all the entire time the games have been out. It's just, I have this thing about DLCs that's like, dude, if you don't release them on time, like, I'm gonna get kind of bored of the game, and then I'm gonna go do something else, and then not revisit that game for a long time. And a case in point is like Final Fantasy VII Remake. It took them like almost 2 years after the fact to release the Intergrade DLC. I didn't play Yuffie's DLC until months prior to Rebirth dropping. So I went like that whole 3-4 year stretch, whatever it was, without ever playing the DLC, because sometimes when you got to move on, you just have to move on, you know? And that's just kind of the way it goes for me. So yeah, doing some overtime is getting all the challenges. And I mean, this shit was hard. Like, you had to do like everything, you know? As you get Ada, the S plus spy. You got to complete professional mode with an S rank and get her cat set. This stuff is really, really fucking hard. Professional mode is no joke. Like, it is truly no joke. And the fact that you have to beat it in a certain amount of time too is just, it's kind of crazy. Then we hear the music's changed and everything since we beat the game, so yeah, everything's really... Yeah, but Ada's DLC is really good, and like I said, it adds more to the story, so we're definitely going to be jumping into that one day, just not anytime soon. Now, I didn't really understand the whole, like, costume shit. casual's fine. I mean, if I had to run the game with it, I think I don't under like I do understand that's like a Devil May Cry type thing, but Pinstripe is obviously his more iconic uniform when you beat the original game. And you kind of go around and go to professional mode in your Pinstripe along with the little minigun that he got there, little Thompson. It's absolutely impossible, like, not to play. It's impossible not to play as in professional hardcore mode without this thing on, because you need Ashley Invincible. If you don't, then Ashley becomes a huge problem while you're trying to do stuff, and it sucks. So yeah. If I had to do another one, I'd probably do the costumes I would never pick, because that's the only way I can really spice the game up for myself. I was playing a lot with the accessories, like I would put glasses on her, change her hair color every now and then, gave her a mask for most of the chapter. You got Ada's costumes, you got the one that we met her in Resi 2, and then her iconic dress and all that. Yep. Then cat ears is obviously the best thing you can get for Leon, so you get the infinite ammo, and you have to put it on the whole time, so it is what it is. And then pretty much just wear any of these. I think I was wearing the chicken hat for a long time. I think the chicken hat actually does something. Yeah, it greatly decreases the damage you receive, yeah. Pretty much have to wear that in conjunction with your other professional runs and whatnot. Oh boy. But anyway, so thanks for watching this entire series of RE4 Remake. I had a tremendous time with it. There's nothing more I love than, you know, when the remake is done right. And so far, like, the remakes that I've played, you know, being Crash, Spyro, Final Fantasy VII, this, fuck, man, just a bunch of them. All the remakes have just been so good, and like, they're doing their own thing. They're trying to tell their own story in a remade fashion, a new revamped or reimagining, if you will. They're just doing everything they can to give us hope for the future now. But anyway, so the Baker family, Louisiana, Ethan Winters, Mia Winters are next. I'll stop rambling because I'm a little sad that this game's over, because I don't know where to go with it from here on out other than just kind of replay the value of I'll see you in 10 years from now type thing. Because I've done everything that you could possibly do in this game, and I'm just like, shit, dude, this is it. I'm gonna have a recorded history now of this on the channel for good. Oh. Anyway, bittersweet. Say goodbye once again until we get back to separate ways. So, thanks for watching. I hope you found everything enjoyable. The experience was fun for me. I hope it was just as fun for you. If you enjoyed me blowing up Verdugo with a rocket launcher, great. If you enjoyed me throwing an egg at Salazar to eliminate like more than half his HP, that was also great. And, you know, fighting every other boss the right way, I guess, was just kind of a fun deal for me. So, yeah, I learned a lot, did a lot. This game was great, incredible. The village section was, it got me a lot. It got me so much in this. I was like, yo, these villagers are way faster. Oh. Alrighty then. So, Leon S. Kennedy, signing.